What's up, guys? Nick from the Average Biker Garage, back here with another episode of the Average Biker Podcast. Today is episode 7 in our builder profile series, featuring all of the builders of the Wyld Stallions motorcycle build. And today's my turn, my episode. The homie Derek hopped on the other side of the mic and took over the podcast and interviewed me. So it was definitely a little weird being on the other end of that, but still fun nonetheless. So make sure that you guys are following along on Facebook, Instagram, in the pages of Thunder Roads Magazine of Michigan, and I'm pretty sure that's all the websites for the build. Anyway, make sure you guys are following along wherever you get your motorcycle content. So, with that being said, here is today's episode featuring me.
So let's start out with name, age, location, last four digits, your social number, and you have a 3-digit pin on the back of your debit card. That would be great.
Blood
Uh,
type, DNA sample, all that shit.
all of it. I
I feel like
mean,
I'm at the BMV right now.
yep. Um, the more pieces of the puzzle, I mean, I'm sure they're easily put together in today's online society, but just the prominent ones, age, location,
I am
other introductions.
I am Nick Carlin. I'm 37, and I am from beautiful Angola, Indiana.
I only got to see off the freeway and the shell there. And is that a shell?
Oh, it was the Loves. Yeah. No, I know.
Oh
We
yeah,
should have.
loves. I mean,
We,
we
we
don't
should have went
have
in.
loves around here.
We should have went into town. You said
Yeah,
your grandma and grandpa
my
got married
grandparents
there.
got married there.
Yeah. Yeah. We got
Yep. I don't know. They were floating around deciding where they were going to get married or something, and they were like Angola, Indiana, and that was where it ended up. I don't know. I mean, they made it all the way across the border and 20
it's
something minutes in Indiana, and
it's a
must have
very very
been
beautiful courthouse. I've seen it multiple times, so I can understand
well
why
in
someone would want to
in
get married
dress
there.
clothes and in dress clothes and being a defendant or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes dress clothes, sometimes once or twice an orange jumpsuit, and then it's it's
yeah.
whatever. It's
Hmm.
life choices we make, right?
Hmm. So 37 Angola. Um, when did you get into motorcycles? Let's start out with that question. Like, what brought you into this whole scenario that you ended up, building motorcycles, having, riding, doing? Like to hear when it is that you really, I mean, put it together that that's something that you wanted to do, and how you kind of got to the where you are right now.
I got to where I am right now through poor life decisions. I
Haven't we all?
right. I started riding when I was 5. I had a little Suzuki JR50 that my dad got me for Christmas one year, and I still have it, or they still have it actually. But I rode the piss out of that thing. Then I jumped up to Yamaha RT100. I still have that bike. Both of my kids learned how to ride on that bike. Um, and growing up, my dad was a an instructor with the MSF, the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. So he, on weekends would be training people how to ride motorcycles, and we would go out to the range and take him lunch. And I was like 12 or 13 when he started doing that. And while all the students were on lunch and he was there eating his lunch, he gave me the go ahead to go out and hop on the range bikes, little Suzuki GN 125s, and ride those around the course that he had set up for the students.
Did
So
they provide those for the riders?
yeah, yep,
See, that's when I went and I took my motorcycle, endorsement and stuff. There was a place that I went to, and they were, little Honda Rebels and stuff like that, that they were letting people ride around, and you know, they were against you bringing anything because they've seen that fail multiple times, and they're like, "We'll provide the bike and the course. You just come." I didn't know if that was like everybody really kind of had something like that around, or I just knew it was local to me. So
yeah. There was one here in Angola. It's not here anymore, but yeah, that's where my dad instructed or taught out of. But yeah, they still have the MSF Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Look them up online. They still do classes. I took one back in 2020, I think. Me and the girlfriend
mhm.
took a class. Yeah, I've taken it 3 or 4 times. It's always fun to do again and freshen up your skills and whatnot. And it's like $100 and it's a weekend. It's something fun to do.
One of the things that they told me when I was going to get my license was it's a good thing to take one of those because it will also show your insurance company and all that you went through the course and you went and learned more, and it helps lower the rate a little bit.
Yeah, no, there are benefits like that with it too. I'm not sure how Michigan is, but in Indiana, if you take and pass one of the classes, then you automatically get your endorsement. You just have to go in and say, "Hey, I passed this," and show them your little card that you get, and then you get your
Yeah,
endorsement.
that's how it
Uh,
was here. That's what I did.
yeah,
Was just got I went through the class, did that, and you know they do stuff like throw 2x4s in front of you and stuff. You got to ride over it, and you know come to a complete stop, staying on the bike without touching your feet, and then continue to go. Stuff like that. And then you took that information to the DMV, and they patted you on the back and took your picture, and you know
yep,
you're on your way.
yep. So yeah, my dad was an instructor for those, and in the off season, wintertime, he would bring all of the class bikes back to the house, and we'd go through and change spark plugs, fill up the batteries, any basic routine maintenance that the bikes needed. We would do, and then once he was done with that, he'd have me go out and do a shakedown run in the yard on the bikes, and then bring it back to him and give him my report. I'm 12 years old and like,
Mm.
yeah, it makes a funny noise or whatever.
It feels a little loose in the corners, so we need to
Yeah,
tighten up the
yeah,
tie
yeah.
rod and get out there. And I think we need to add a couple of psi to the rear tire for
More downforce or
grip.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I could see it. I mean, 12 years old.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's so. I
I
mean,
want to thank
that's
my sponsors, Wonder Bread and Mountain Dew. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
that's if you don't chew Big Red, fuck you.
We
So
wanted pussies, we would have named him Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman.
I love Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got uh into writing.
Well, a first bike. So I mean, you had thing there that you were talking about, and you went to the 100, and so I guess we're on to road bike.
My
Did
first
you?
my first street bike was, I think it was an '86 Yamaha XS 650. Yeah, that was. I wish we still had that. But yeah, that was my first street bike. I ended up
I got
riding that bike
I got
to Washington D.C. when I was 15. I know there's a delay in
wow.
Skype. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. It's like, no, I got an 80 out in the garage. You can procure it and replay those memories.
I want one to
One
chop.
time low price. What?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want for it?
You got 3 motors, 2 frames, 2 titles, and boxes of parts. I wanted to get 1,000 from it. I really hate dealing with marketplace people and all their. You want to sell the damn shifter lever? No, no, I don't. You want to sell the side case? No, I'll sell you the whole scenario. I only want one motor. I don't want to get stuck with the rest of it. I mean, I'm trying to, I don't know. I just got, I procured all that excess stuff, and then I just don't see myself doing anything with it anymore. And the original plan was I needed to get some money up for what I'm going to do for Wyld Stallions. We'll get to that here in a little bit with, if you've heard about it and all. And um, no, I threw that up there, and then nobody's seen it or something until it became snow time. And like, I don't really feel like going out there and digging all that out right now. And, then I kept getting the whole. Yeah, I had one dude. I was like, it is 3 motors, 2 frames, 2 titles, and parts. Does it run? You fucking bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Starts right up in the milk crate. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one's all together, it just don't have like pipes on it and all that. I mean, people like he's shooting me low offers and he doesn't even know what he's talking about. It's like, I give you 750. Okay. He's like, does it run though? I'm like, does it run? Do you read or do you just
Marketplace is such a shit show. I pulled all my parts off there. I'm just gonna try and sell them on eBay.
Mhm. I mean, I used to like I had old CBs and stuff. I sold side cases, so side panels and stuff. Got ridiculous money for some of those old things that I didn't think we were gonna throw it out. I might as well throw it on there. I mean, you reach a wider audience, especially people that are looking for that, than if it's you get some really like where are these people coming from? I mean, I'll I'll trade you a 26-inch tube TV. What is it, 1990? Yeah, I mean, I'm not really interested in driving 30 minutes to pick up a damn 26-inch tube TV. You know,
Yeah, I had a guy try and trade me a dog for the V Star. Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, yeah,
Uh,
she hasn't even been
there,
bred yet. I'm like, I'm good, man. Thanks.
yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. No, funny sidetrack. No, there's a guy down the road from the old man that we know around town. He was like walking his pit bull down the street, and the guy's like, "Oh, I see you got yourself a dog." You're like, "Yeah, I only got to make 3 more payments on it." He was like, "I didn't know they put dogs out in payments like that." You're like, "Yeah, I only got to pay 3 more payments of $50 and he's all mine." Dude's living check to check and dollar to dollar, and he's going out and getting himself a dog to buy on payments. Yeah, I just
Who sells
that
a
was
dog on payments? What are you gonna do if he doesn't pay? You gonna go repossess the dog? Where's this fucking food bowl at? Give me the, where's his
I
leash?
want the personalized,
Are these all his
personalized
toys?
dog
Where
bowl,
the rest of his
all
toys?
the toys, teddy bear. I want it all. Put it in the milk crate, and nobody get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little crazy.
No, but so we are somewhere around stumbling through this stable of what is in your current stable.
Oh.
Which is your favorite to ride at the moment?
Oh, my current stable is 2018 Ultra Limited.
You still have that?
I still have that. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't sold it yet.
Well, I mean, everything was on a flash sale. It seemed like a little
Yeah.
bit ago. I didn't know if it was still around.
No, I must be asking too much, and I'm not really upset about it. So, but yeah, I got the
I know
Ultra.
it's one of those like, oh no, I gotta sell it.
Yeah. Oh shit, it hasn't sold yet. Darn.
Mm-hmm.
But I got that. I got the 2006 Honda Shadow VLX chopper. I got 2023 KP Mini 150. It's a Chinese Grom knockoff. That's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I got the 2000 Sportster. That is my build bike for show this year. And I have two 1986 Kawasaki 454 LTDs that I got fresh out of the barn a couple of weeks ago. Took those on a partial trade for my truck. So.
Yeah, barn dust. Better bottle that up.
Dude, it was straight pigeon shit. Like it was covered. I spent 45 minutes February 2nd, I think it was. It was like 10 degrees outside cleaning off fucking bikes. It was disgusting.
You take it up there to the gas station and let it be their problem after it blew off?
No, I did it right in my driveway because my trailer only hold one bike, and I didn't have anything to haul it with because I just traded off my truck. The guys that brought him over are buddies of mine, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "You guys couldn't run through the car wash and power wash this shit off for me?" They're like, "Oh, we weren't sure if it would hurt the bikes or not. Sorry." And yeah, I'm sure you are. So yeah, they were filthy, gross, but hoping to get those up and running and sold out of my way.
Yeah, I mean, I seen you pulled them in, and I mean, I think to touch on another note, I mean, I just think that like that's the way that I would even want to do anything like buy sell in that scenario is bring stuff in, do whatever I wanted to do to it, and let it go. I I don't think I would ever really want to do like a customer request scenario. I think it would always be like, I mean, look at Chris is killing it over there. I mean,
Oh yeah, he just sent me
he's
a picture of shit. What the hell was it? Yeah, he hits me up all the time. Sends me a Honda 1100. He just did. That thing's sharp.
yeah. I mean, that's a very solid business plan. I mean, you know, getting them in, cleaning them out, getting them done, telling somebody what you want for it, and going. I mean, and you ain't asking too much. You asking, where people ain't gonna kick you around for it. And
And
I applaud the guy. I mean, he seems to be doing really well with it.
yeah, and the shit that he does to him too isn't like full frames or hardtail kits where you're spending
Yeah.
$2,000 on a $500 bike. He does little shit that really makes it look good and stays well within his budget. That's where I fuck up. I go
Well, I mean,
way above my budget.
yeah. I mean, where I would like to, I would probably do like this is something I want, it's something I build. I mean, I would put, time and stuff like that into it, but, you know, not like, asking for customers to come in. I don't know how you feel about that situation, but I think
I'd love to build bikes for
going,
customers. I mean,
yeah,
I say that now, but
people's
I haven't dealt with customers, where it's
uh, people's envisionment of what they think is cool changes, and it's also, goes against what your time is a lot, that you put into it. And I mean, to each your own if that's what, people want to do. But I'd rather just, envision it, put it together. If you like it, it's for sale. And if, you know, get them going, pick them up, just like you got there, it'd be, you know, get those two running. It'd be a good swap for whatever your next project is, or put some coin in the pocket.
right.
Take that Ashley that you're always talking about out on a dinner day.
Yeah, I owe her one or two.
Yeah. So what was the favorite bike that you own? I mean, you took and rode an XS 650 all the way to Washington D.C. So I mean,
Yeah, I was
how was how'd that compare to anything else you rode, and what do where do you land on your favorite bike that's
I took
been around?
that as XS 650 to Washington D.C. when I was 15. I was young and stupid. My dad said I could do it, so we
Just because, or
well, no, we rode out there for Rolling Thunder. My dad
oh
used to
yeah,
do that
yeah,
every
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
And
No, I heard a bunch about that, and there was a guy on the one podcast. He was talking about how they went out there and shut down the streets out there. It was a big event.
it's huge. They fill up the Pentagon parking lot, and yeah, he did that every year for a long time, and that's in Indiana. It used to be. It's not this way anymore. I had my learner's permit for a motorcycle before I had my permit to drive a car. You could drive a motorcycle on the street by yourself when you were 15 if you had a permit. You couldn't ride
Mm.
highways, and you had to wear a helmet. You couldn't carry passengers. Yeah, you could ride highways if an experienced rider was riding lead in front of you. So anytime we would go anywhere, my dad would ride lead. So I was able to ride my bike from Angola, Indiana to Washington, D.C., and it was a Yamaha XS 650, and it had mid controls and highway pegs, and would barely do 75 miles an hour.
Screaming all the way.
Screaming all the fucking way, and it made it there and back. It made it there and
Yeah,
back.
I heard they're resilient.
Yeah, and then when I was 17, I had a Honda Shadow Ace 1100, and we rode that out to Sturgis. So both of those bikes are gone. I know where the Shadow's at. Both of those bikes are gone now. But my favorite bike, it's got to be my 18, my Ultra. That was my first Harley. That was, oh shit, I forgot. I got a 71 FLH shovel head in the garage too. That's part of my stable. I got like 8 bikes in the fucking garage right now. I have no idea what's in there and what's not.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the Chinese knockoff, but you forgot the shovel head.
I fucking did. I did. Yeah.
It really holds a really close part of my heart, that Grom knockoff.
Yeah.
To see myself ride into the sunset with it, going Aspen with it.
You're right. That is exactly what I look like on that little thing. Fucking Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Just go, man. Just go.
You know, I thought you're totally dumb, but then you somehow go and completely redeem yourself.
Yeah, you can tell that we're like the same age because we quote the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
But my favorite bike's got to be the Ultra. I like my Honda Shadow. I chopped that. That was the first bike I chopped. But it's not. I mean, it's nice for around town. But the Ultra, I take that everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. It's nice.
It gets the job done.
Yeah. So here we are on this topic. I mean, it's the Wyld Stallions motorcycle build. Um, you already kind of said it. But the bike you're going to be building for the contest is.
A
I know
2000
it took you a long
Sportster.
time to procure it.
Yeah. Well,
I was almost like I don't know what's going on with this. I know he's gonna try pulling something together. You know, I was hoping it wasn't gonna be July, so I'm glad
yeah.
that it's he
Well,
said something about 2 weeks in, and I was like 2 weeks in. I mean, that's I
the
think you're
build
fine with
officially
that.
started. It officially started on the 1st, right?
Yeah, I mean that's when we officially dropped
Yeah.
everything and officially the began. Yeah. So I mean, you're not like far behind. I mean, like
No.
I said, I haven't really. I mean, I got my wheels and I got some steel, so you're not like getting lapped or anything.
Well, shit. Chris said he was almost done with his, and then, like I said, I saw Josh's, and his looks good. Um, I don't think Zach started on his yet.
No, he I think it's kind of the same scenario. Like he wants to get all his parts together. He wants to get all of his stuff in a line. And you know, we briefly touched on it, but it's I said it last year and I'll say it again. It's not a race to see who can finish first.
No.
Popular vote to see what you bring, and I like it that way. And you know, it's you gotta please a multitude of different people that are gonna be at this show. I mean, um, so you can be done tomorrow if you wanted to, run the rest of the time to go ahead and you know keep plugging along with it. But you know, you got to be there in August. So, um, there was this other podcast I was listening to. And the guy would ask you got children, you got responsibilities, you got stuff like that. And how do you feel that you'll be able to balance all that out, work on the bike, and still get it done in a time period to make it to the show with everything of your daily life and your activities, stuff like that?
Well, I've already done it once. Did it last year. 3 weeks before the actual competition last year, I had just a frame, and it wasn't even painted yet. It was still black. So I wasn't real sure I was gonna make it last year, and that was building a Shadow, which I had already built another one, so I was kind of familiar with the platform. Uh, this year, is sporty, and I've never ridden one until I got this one. So Not
Mhm.
real familiar with the platform. I know that they're very, very popular, so I hopefully shouldn't have any issues with that. But as far as dealing with parental and spousal responsibilities, I hope should be able to manage them. My old lady's very forgiving.
Yeah, um, I mean, she seems to be. I mean, I've you know kind of seen how you act and everything, and she obviously puts up with you. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I forget her name because every time you talk about her, it's always like the light of my eye. And
She
I'm
doesn't
like,
listen to the podcast, man. I appreciate it though.
I was hoping I was taking you somewhere. Like, there
No,
he is, this little
she's
talk show.
she um last year she was like when I was building the shadow, she'd come sit in the garage and I was like, hey, if you're bored while you're sitting here just watching me do this shit, I was like, here's the simple green and here's some rags and you see those rims over there? Just
Hmm. Mr.
so she
Miyagi,
yeah, yeah,
go
she
on with
I'm
that.
pretty sure I sent you pictures of her polishing the rims. But
Yeah.
she polished the rims and she polished the motor on the bike last year, so she helps
Hmm.
out.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's
I
something I would
I
like to
guess
have a little more of.
I guess I can say that I probably wouldn't have gotten the bike done on time if it wasn't for her. So she saved the day.
Applaud, applaud. I mean,
It
that,
was her
it's
bike though,
good you
so
had that. Yeah, no, and you just sold it and didn't even take her out for fancy dinner dates. And,
no, now I bought her a Sportster, so
oh, well, it's a girl's bike.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. So, you know what you're doing? You have any like general direction of how you want it to end up, or are you just gonna kind of go with the flow until it comes to be?
Oh man, I know what I'm doing. Know where I'm going with it. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I know what I want it to look like and uh, the direction I want to go. I want to go with it. The Sportster I got has spoked rims, and the direction I want to go was mags. So I'm kind of put off by that, but I'm curious to see how it turns out with the spokes instead.
I mean, a clean spoke is a good look until you get into a certain kind of scenario with a mag. There's like those mags that Josh has for sale right now. That's a pretty good look. Um, and can't remember the other one, but it's like Night Train or something, has that blade almost style
Oh
front
yeah,
wheel in it.
yeah.
I think one of those would be really sweet.
But there
But
was
I
a
mean,
Sportster with one of those for sale on Marketplace I was looking at. Yeah, he had one of those solid, not solid, but had the 5-star mag.
it's like a nine or yeah, it's it's more of a it's not like an invader. It's like a thin cut, scenario. I think is pretty slick. But I mean, you just with your spokes. I mean, they've worked for a while, and I mean, people are still doing it. I built my rims last year, and
Yeah, you laced those
I think
yourself, didn't you?
yeah,
How much did that suck?
and back wheel went together like fell right into place. The front wheel was like, no, this one goes six over. What are you you know, putting here for? It's like, why is this one like 3/4 of an inch too long? And you know, kind of back and forth with it. That was just one of those scenarios. Like that's what I wanted, and I bought the parts years ago, and then I just had to figure out how to make it work. And I mean, I think a spoked wheel is, a nice a way to go with it, unless if you got like a whole setup of what you're going for. Like I'm doing my Invader Max this year, and if I wasn't going that route, I mean, I would have did spokes again. I think
Yeah.
it's clean, it looks good. I mean, especially if they're decent chrome, you know.
No, I like spokes.
So
It's just the general look I was going for. I had mags in mind, but we'll see.
well,
See how it turns out.
what do you plan on for tins and you know, kind of you gonna keep the front forks that you got on it, or
I don't know. I think I'm gonna try and have the forks shaved down. I was looking at it uh the other day. I'm not gonna run a front fender because chopper shit, you know.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but I don't think my forks will fit in my little lathe, so I might have to find a
I mean,
machine shop.
bring them up. I'll take care of them.
I was gonna say
And
I have to make a trip up to Owasso and
yeah, you bring them up. I'll hand you the front clamps that I want powder coated, and we work it out. I mean, and kind of whole other scenario of doing this whole scenario is you know yeah, I can do something for you, you can do something for me, we shake each other's hands. If you need something, I can help you, and that's what needs to happen. Build those
right.
resources, build those contacts, and you
No,
know
it's networking with a cool ass bike at the end of it.
yeah, I mean, I don't care that if I you know if I went and did something for somebody else, and you know their bike ends up looking killer, and taking home first prize or whatever, at least you had that part that you could put into it with you all
It
building that
wouldn't have won.
relationship and doing it. Yeah.
Wouldn't have won
And
without that
I
part,
mean,
man.
yeah, it's anything. I mean, everybody needs to start thinking about how everybody else you know team efforts, or how things really get done. Everything's there's a guy that used to be I don't know, he was very religious, but he would say things. He was like the boss of the shop I used to work at, and he would be like, the world these days are so concerned about highlight reels and being the number one and flashing everything you got, that a lot of people have forgotten that working in a team gets stuff done, not only better, but easier across the board. And it's just everybody, when you look at a team, you got the star player, but some of the best teams that have ever been around are, you know, the team, the team all equally put together an effort to be able to get a, common, goal done. And, you know, that is something that, also I would like to highlight in this is, no reason to feel that you had to be. I mean, I'm gonna go out and be like, I'm coming for that trophy, Zach. I'm gonna go and be number one. I'm gonna say it, but that's not like if he took it home again, that'd be. I mean, I'm great, happy, overjoyed for everything he did with that bike last year. And you go and especially if Josh brings that from Missouri and he takes it, good, you know, that's fantastic. I love that. That is something that I would love to be able to say I was even a part of. You know, I handed this guy all these different sponsorship things that we procured throughout the year, and he's driving back I believe he said he was bringing his lady and his kids. how much of a joy would that be for them to be on the way back? Kids probably be, beaming from ear to ear all the way back to Missouri. I
Right.
mean, that'd be, just to say that I had a part of one memory that that kid watched his dad do something is even enough for me to go through with all of this, you
Right.
know?
Yeah,
So,
that'd be very, very cool.
we, I think it's a very equal, a very good, um, amount that we have going on, this year with all of the talent that we've seen. I wasn't just letting anybody in. I wanted to see somebody really put forth the effort and, do things and have a whole thing. You know, there's, somebody hit me up with an idea, I'm gonna do a 2002, it wasn't a street glide. It was a road glide or something. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. You
You're doing a
know,
performance bagger.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool in its own, but I don't think this is what is that scenario. I think this is more, hand built, you know,
Chopper show.
kind of chopper show. If I don't want to say chopper, even because I could see somebody that would want to bring a really cool cafe racer
Oh yeah,
that,
yeah.
people get stuck up on names. I don't want to get stuck up on, definitions and stuff like that. It's, um, I love choppers. I love the chopper scene. I love, all of that. But I would also really like to see somebody that, took Kawasaki 440 and turned it into a knockoff Takuti's fucking desert sled. You know, that scenario, that would have been cool. You know, uh, but you know,
Who
but I don't think like
was it? Was
it
it
would have
Mac
been.
that I was giving him shit because he said he built big wheel baggers?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see his big Will dagger. I mean, that thing's probably going to sparkle all the way to blind everybody coming into the show.
8
Hopefully, he gives
speakers.
out. Yeah, oh yeah. You see that? Like,
Yeah.
go over to Flint on, bikes on the bricks. You'll see enough of that. You can hear it coming for 3 blocks away just because of the speakers, not the pipes.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, hopefully he brings, like even those disposable shades to, hand out to the crowd. He'd be riding in on that thing. And no,
Blinding
I mean,
everybody with the bling.
yeah, even what he's doing, like, yeah, he's
I,
not doing a big wheel bagger. I get it.
yeah.
It's,
Have you
it's,
seen his bike?
yeah, it's, exactly the kind of scenario that I was, kind of looking for in this whole scenario was, I mean, I'm not looking for everybody to be on a Harley. I'm not, names and definitions are not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for craftsmanship, camaraderie, and people that put the work into it, and that's the story. And I think what he's going to bring something that's very eye catching, and if he don't run away with it, I know where he's at. He's 20 minutes away. We'll catch back up next year, and I'll take it again. Like I said, I mean, I'm not trying to say, oh, you're gonna come out there, I'm gonna win, but I'd like to push people to make them do better. I want to see people do better. And that's the scenario, you know, that I think. So, I mean, yeah, besides the guy in Angola, it's just bringing, the 2000 Sportster. I think we have a really good, you know, uh, scenario going on with,
See, last
the
year,
people that are coming in, the talent that's coming, and, and you know,
uh,
we can, I think it's going to be a great time.
no, part of the fun
Um,
from last year was there towards the end, all the shit talking going back and forth. Me and Zach didn't talk, me and Terry didn't talk, but me and you were shit talking each other back and forth. and
Mm-hmm.
you'd seen that I didn't have my bike put together. I just had the frame 3 weeks beforehand. And then
Yeah.
I finally got the motor in and got it running. And I sent you a video of just my face with the bike running and said, "Oh, that sounds like victory." And you said, um, it sounded like a bubble fart or some shit. And then I asked you for fucking directions to the goddamn show, and you sent me directions to the town dump and said that I can take my pouring shit to there. I fucking lost it. I had tears in my eyes, crying, fucking laughing so hard. And the old lady's like, "What the fuck is?" And I'm like, look what this
Uh-huh.
fucking dickhead sent me. Look at this shit he fucking said." So yeah, yeah, and that's like I said,
Yeah.
uh, me and Chris, he sent me pictures today of the shit he was talking about, and I follow Mac on Instagram and saw the bike he's building and posting shit for, and it's all very cool, and I'm looking forward to getting down to the wire and
Well, I
shit
mean,
talking everybody.
I think, and that's what it's all about. I mean, I'm gonna shit talk you. I'm gonna, tell Zach I'm coming for that. I told him I was like, we're gonna go back and forth on this year because, you know, I want to say I'm gonna come for that. I mean, but I mean, I don't want nothing but the best for everybody. It's not. Let's not take it bad way. I hope nobody ever does. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna push you to do better. I'm gonna tell you that you need to do it because I feel that that's the way that I kind of bring people. If you want to beat me, do it.
Right.
You know. I want to shake your hand afterwards. I want to, freaking go and do that. I mean, it's gonna push me. I ain't gonna, it's enough that we can all figure it out, and everybody get different views for different people, and you know, I liked what I brought, and I go back to that guy that does sculpture, stuff like that, and he was like, yeah, you didn't win or nothing, but really the whole point of the whole scenario is that you got to show somebody what you liked and your side of your story and your creation. And that's all that really matters is that you show somebody your thought process on why you did that bike. And I mean, same with anything there. So we're gonna you keep getting sidetracked here. I mean, we're gonna button it down and get these questions that I've personally wrote out for us to go over. And so I mean, here's a silly question to ask because I know, but other people might not know. How did you hear about this whole scenario? What really brought it to how is it you decided that that's what I want to do next year? But some of the best stories start with that kind of scenario.
How I found out about the build competition? Was that the question?
Yes. How did you hear about Wild Stallions? How is it that you came about to make the decision to be like, that is something I'm going to do? That is where I'm putting the next couple of months of my time into. And, what was your general thought process in that whole thing?
Well, I you had posted on Garage Built Cycles, that Facebook page, that you were looking for builders, and you originally were just looking for people local to your area, and someone asked on there about coming from out of state, and you said, "Well, yeah, I'd kind of like to keep it local, but I mean, if you can make the drive, then whatever." But
I
I
do
think
remember that there was somebody from Florida that was, I'm gonna build this bike for my lady. Um, I was like, okay, well, it is going to be a popular vote at the show. You're like, well, can we do a write-in scenario? It's like, well, I don't see how that's really going to work.
Yeah.
I can't put a picture of your bike next to other bikes, but you know, and yeah, you hit me up from there.
Yeah, yeah. I asked about your location, where you were at, and you told me, and I just Google mapped it and was like, well, shit, that's only 2 hours away.
Hmm.
And I had started building my first shadow, and I wasn't done with it. I was like, well, fuck it, I might as well see if I can do another bike. And yeah, agreed to do it. And then was it January of that year? You had the meeting up at Dead Bread, and that's
Yep.
where we met for the first time. And
Yep. Dead
good,
Bread, one of our wonderful sponsors, Nick Sebasti there. Check him out at deadbreadmanufacturing.com for all of his latest styles and gears.
yeah, it's a skate shop for anyone that's not aware.
Yeah, oh yeah. I like it's funny because I'll say, oh yeah, one of my sponsors is Dead Bread, and I'm like, Dead Bread. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what he calls it. It's an old inside joke, that him and his buddies, I don't know how it naturally came to be, but then they started, going around with it, and he ran with it just like, I did with this scenario. He's a transplant, came here from New Jersey, he used to be a professional bike rider, and he found his niche in that scenario, and you know, that's yeah, we had a meeting there, and that was one of my ways to try and shine light, kind of promote somebody else. Was, well, if I'm gonna have the magazine come here, I'm gonna have these people come here. Let's have it at Nick Sebasti's newly formed shop. I mean, there wasn't anything else in there, I don't think, at the time. It's about full up now. It used to be an old J.C. Penney's that they sectioned all off, and he was the first tenant. And I was like, you know, well, let's go into there, and he agreed. And you know,
yeah.
and
Walking in there and seeing like it felt like an abandoned strip mall, and I'm like, man, am I gonna get stabbed? Like, is this some elaborate plot? Like, I don't have any money, man. Like, you can't rob me.
yeah, I think they got like one empty spot, but I think it's more like they got like karate in there now. They got
Oh, finally
what's
filling
that
it up.
virtual golf, which I is very popular, I guess, because of the cold months. It is like they have leagues there. They have stuff like that, and it's you know uh a lot there. They have a dance scenario. It's a dance company where they take up like half of that building, and then you got your hitting and pitching cages and stuff on the other end, which is closed off from the general public on the one side. But you know, it used to just be J.C. Penney's and a bowling alley, and now it's like indoor sports training and all these little stores. And at first when J.C. Penney's closed down, like I don't know what's going to go there, and I really don't see it of working any other way that they did it. But that is where we had our meeting. That was I would kind of wish we would have been able to do that this year, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get everybody to come here multiple times to um do what we did last year. I mean, yeah, like you were saying, it was I was looking for Michigan. I didn't know that I would even get anybody outside of the general, thing. You really, I was plugging along. I got somebody coming from Angola, Indiana last year, and I mean, little did you know, that ain't even the farthest one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, so yeah, you finished the two bikes pretty much last year in that period.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. You were bitching at me because I had my first Shadow up on the lift working on
yeah.
that. Like that's not the right bike, is it? It's like no, I want to get this one done first. And
hmm
yeah,
So,
that
I mean, that touches on my next question. Have you ever built a bike before? We have. You have. You were doing one before that. Um, nothing will top the crack knockoff in your heart. But I mean, um, it's yes, you have touched on that, and I mean, it's that's the first build competition that you've entered, that you've been a part of. Have you ever even? I mean, what you went down to Angola with the bikes last year, and but that wasn't a voted on scenario, was it?
the show around the mound.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was just a cruise in. It's not even like a show. It's just like um guys, there's a local hot rod group around here where they have cruise-ins it used to be Wednesday. They used to just meet up at the old McDonald's and they'd go in and get their ice cream and shit and they'd sit out there with their old cars and um a local guy around here, local hot rodder Dan Campbell, came up with the idea to shut down the center of town and invite all his hot rod buddies to come up and just kind of show their cars. So I mean, yeah, there's no prizes or anything like that. It's just a giant cruise in.
Yeah,
And
that's something I respect a lot. People have been doing stuff like that, and you know that continue to do stuff like that, and you know that's a cool scenario and stuff. I mean, for the car side of it, my grandparents used to drag race and do all that, and they would go and take their car and go and do things like that. I like to see that still happening. Goes back to a podcast I was on earlier about bringing everybody together and kind of old guys working in a garage together. I mean, I that's I like that. I would like to see that, you
see,
know,
yeah, that doesn't happen
instead of
often enough
all this.
anymore.
Like, uh, no, that's I like to see every corner and not just Yeah, I mean, I, I don't mind somebody who's ripping up my yard, or not yard, but street, because they put a new something together on the car and they're running it down the road to see how it acts. I'd rather see that than some of the stuff we're seeing these days. And and golden era of that seems to be coming to an end.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so when it all comes to be, uh direction of where you're going with this bill, and you're going to be keeping it up to date with Wyld Stallions and their monthly updates and stuff, and the coverage by the Thunder Roads magazine of Michigan, and so we'll be able to see how that goes and progresses and stuff like that. Um, and you did it last year, so you should be able to pull it off again this year, and we'll just save you a spot behind the trash can behind um the small Chinese restaurant that's right there that you can set up at and everything. And
Hey, I'm hoping to pull in a solid third again this year. Yeah, I finished third last year. I'd be cool with third this year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, me too. And I mean, like I said, some of the talent that seems to be coming in. I mean, I think I'll go through them. I think that from what Nick's not Nick, but Zach's going to bring is going to be very eye catching, very thought about. I think Tanya's going to kill it in the paint scheme, and he's going to make it something that she's going to want to ride. With Frank Grimes, I think he's going to really bring something that's going to show. I think it's going to be, a lot of actual work put into it. I think it's going to be a very, well-rounded scenario. You said you've seen what Josh is bringing. I have also. I think what he's envisioning and what he's bringing is going to be a very solid contender with that. Um, what Mac's doing with his whole scenario, I hope it's trippy and out there and very well, period correct, which I think is kind of the direction he's going. Um, I think that no matter what John Weissong or Papa John's going to bring, it's going to be great to see that shovel put together. And I think the direction that he's changed up to go in will be very well respected and stuff like that. I think for everything that Chris does and the time that he will put into the extra amount for that will be, very well to look at. I think well respected in the scenario of the vintage show, with it being, somebody that's not only about Harleys and, that style of bike or, yeah, it's very well recepted in that show. And, I'm going to bring something, I'm going to go out and I think you'll bring something too. Yeah.
I
It'll be on
might.
two wheels. That's
Yeah,
yeah. I hope it's on two wheels by that point. I mean, you might have lost them or something.
I've got extra wheels. I'm good. They're spokes though.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you just take them off the grunt copy and throw them on that. Uh,
Dude, that Grom's cool as
all
shit.
right, so I think just let it go, man. So warm. Oh, I mean, I think if you I mean, I don't think you're behind, but I think like I just from everything I just went over, I think um if you want third place, even to be in your category, I think you better really bring something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and that's how I'd like it to be. Even I mean, I don't want anybody to know like or have any idea where they think you're gonna place, because I want everybody to be like, man, that dude's gonna pull something nice. You know, he's coming from where, and he's gonna want to bring something that's worthwhile. He's talking about getting some paint done. Man, I can draw a stick figure with my paint marker. I don't, I gotta, out my game, that's where it's at right there. And
Yeah, I think
so
I'm going
you
with a
better.
professional paint job this year. I painted it last year.
No, it only took you 3 times. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it
what's not professional about that?
still didn't look that great, honestly.
Oh man, I was painting mine the day before and hoping it would dry so the guy could come over and pinstripe it. That's not something I'm going to be trying. Like that guy that pinstriped my thing last year. He was like, what would be a good idea if you had your stuff done so it can get painted like a week or so beforehand, so then you can put it together and not have to worry about spraying stuff. Like, man, that has never occurred to me. You son of a bitch.
It's a good. Yeah. Where were you a week ago when I needed that idea?
Yeah, where were you last year? No, I mean, I'm, I'd like him to do something on my bike. We had a mild tornado go through the day before the show last year. He was up, bracing his parents' house until like 5 o'clock in the morning the night before, and then he came over and like pinstriped the side of my tank. It wasn't our original design. It was, hey, I can do this for you, and that was my plan. So I was like, go. He's like, I'm not that proud of it. I was like, your initials go right there. I don't give a shit. I had somebody come up to me at another show and go, hey, that Ron Finch pinstripe that? I'm like, no, he didn't. But I mean, I told him that, and you're like, somebody said that? Yeah. And
That's a nice little
everybody's their
feather
own
in his
worst
cap.
critic. Yeah. It's not, that so you're gonna be doing a bright yellow, or you have any paint colors that you're gonna send it out to be painted, or
Yeah, I got a color scheme in mind. I'm keeping that one close to the vest though until it's closer to the debut.
yeah, I mean, that would be the ideal plan is like we put out our last update and then be like, no, it's, not painted yet.
Yep.
And then, people see it finished at the show and really takes it from there.
No, I'll probably post a teaser like I did last year, just the paint color, mixing.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, nobody will
The,
see it all together until the actual day of the show.
yeah, that's kind of the drawl is, hey, you followed along this long, you want to see it actually done down here, come up and see it for
Come check it out.
yourself, come check out, talk to us about it, talk to, everybody. I want people that, especially the guys that are going to be coming from, a while away. I mean, I want somebody to be filling their ear, talking to them, going over it, asking them questions, stuff like that. I don't want them just to drop it and go eat Chinese food or something. I mean, that doesn't, you know, really fulfill the idea of the whole, scenario. I want, you
Hey,
know,
I'm
just,
not from around there, man. I wanted to see the
oh
goddamn show. And then I got hungry from walking my fat ass around the show. So we need some
yeah, I
outdoor
mean,
food vendors
crab
this year.
ragoons.
No,
Well, that was
that's
all
my old
we.
lady. Yeah.
That was something that has been talked about is bringing in some trucks.
Food trucks.
Yeah, I got a buddy here in town that does like smoke barbecue and stuff like that, and he sets up and he sells out. Like he
Well,
puts it
you
up, he puts a post up, and it's like there's a line at the truck where he parks it, and then it's gone. And like he's like, I'm gonna do, you know, 100 pounds of brisket or whatever. I'm gonna sell it this much for this, and it's like we are sold out of brisket. We have this still left over, and I mean, dude, you know,
tell him to park
it.
his truck right next to my bike.
Oh yeah, I mean, then you don't have to wander away,
And
and
then I won't have to leave.
yeah, I mean, and you'll just have Ashley scooping it into your mouth, and I mean. What's that? Oh damn, what is that? The Star Wars character, the big fucking
Job of the Hut.
uh, Jabba the Hutt. He's just.
I'm not that
Ugh.
fucking fat.
You're the one that brought it up. I'm just fucking rolling with it. I mean, if you want to see your dreams come true, I mean, fucking, I mean, Jabba the Hutt, might be your direction of that dream.
Nah. Nah.
I mean, that guy had it made it. He's just sitting at the top of that and getting spoon fed, spitting out bones. Uh, Come on. I mean, it's not nothing to look bad against. All right, I think I have one final question for you. What's your favorite dinosaur?
I'm gonna say T-Rex because I don't know any other fucking dinosaurs.
Nerd.
Yeah.
But no, I actually was thinking about a question that I wanted to propose at the end of this whole scenario, and I was thinking about it like number one song that you could say that's my go-to. That's something that my favorite song, my this. I think a song can really tell a lot about a person, a lot about the way somebody is raised, a lot about, you know, what their general interests are also. And that's just, one of those scenarios that to share, I think like if you could, one of the things I think I would like to go out and ask somebody would be like, give me a couple of songs that you really like so that then I listen to those songs. I give you a couple of songs and we just pass around the songs. And then, same with information or stuff like that, different bands, different people, different, ways of life, I think is all interesting. So, had a gun to your head, had to play a song. What is your last song? What song do you want to hear?
See, I go through spurts where I like find a song and then that's like the only thing I listen to. Like I'll listen to a song over and over and over and over again. Like I had a stint where I was pulling up on YouTube Metallica's live shit binge and purge concert from '89, I think, but Creeping Death was a song. The live version is better in my opinion than the album version. But yeah, I
Yeah.
listened to that song every day for, months. So currently that song is a Slaughter to Prevail song, Russian death metal, called
Mm.
Demolisher. But uh, probably Lamb of God. They're they're my favorite band. So Walk with Me in Hell. We'll go with that one.
Yeah. It's a
Final
good
answer
choice there. Final answer. Ding, ding. I'd pick Cemetery Gates.
by Pantera.
Love it. I mean, it also, I mean, holds a deep meaning. Like we had a guy that was close to us in the friend group, and he got devastated by a girl, hung himself, and that song was playing on repeat. But it's uh, I just that song. I think that song is my song, and you know the like I said, I think that
Yeah, that's
in
a very good song.
you
See,
know
it's so
back
hard to
in
just
the
pick
original.
one.
Oh yeah, I mean it's hard to pick one, but I can't. I'm on a timeline here with our whole podcast scenario and how long we're going to be able to keep. So I try to regulate my podcast to not ramble on and different things and go out on things. I've seen. Yeah, if you haven't seen, this has been a very regulated and straightforward scenario from the jump. So why no like what do they call that segueing out and coming back to the topic.
Yeah, yeah,
That's I think that there was one of my favorite jokes that I've ever like. I used to watch a lot of Simpsons because like I was poor. I fucking had and they played it like when I got out of school. Like I had my own apartment when I was still in school, and like they play it on one channel from 5 to 6, and the other channel from 6 to 7, and you ain't got nothing. You're poor. You're still going to high school. You got your apartment and all that, and that's you're trying to keep stuff. And like one of the things he says is that how they always do segues out of the and the bubbles off into a different scenario. And he was like, thinking about something, and he's like, "That's the wrong segue," and he had to come back and go to another one, and he's like it was the third dimension of a show talking about itself, knowing that it
breaking the
was
fourth wall and
yeah. They said that Deadpool was the first one to do that. There's that South Park episode. Simpsons did it.
yeah.
Simpsons did it.
Yeah.
But all right, well, I mean, if there's nothing else, let's plug your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your other social medias, and let's wrap this up so we can go and make sure we have a good rest of our night.
Instagram, the AB Pod. Facebook, Carlin Cycles. I'm not giving out my personal one because I don't want anyone adding me on my personal one. That's it. Yeah.